Smoldering rubble. That's what's left behind almost 24 hours after a massive fire erupted. Look at these images. This happened at a Gilbert apartment construction site, and tonight we are still waiting to learn the cause. 2 firefighters were hurt. 1 burned his hands, another recovering from a heat-related injury. 3 police officers were also treated for smoke inhalation. The evacuation just lifted for about 70 people, all forced out of their homes when these flames erupted. They're now starting to return for the first time. ABC 15's Raquel Cervantes is out there live with a look at the aftermath. Raquel?
Yeah, Kim, let's give you a live look of that aftermath. Still a lot of firefighters out here watching those hot spots, and you can see the smoldering coming from the rubble. It looks like this construction site was just almost leveled here. Within the last hour, people who live in this apartment complex nearby were allowed to go back home. Those evacuees had been waiting to go back home since last night when they were forced out of their homes as that heavy smoke spread across the street. Many of the units had smoke damage, water damage from the firefight, and electrical damage. And as first responders were rushing to get them out to safety, some of those doors had to be kicked in, so those are being repaired as well. Now, there's been a big crowd out here all day, and at one point the hot spots flared up. Earlier we spoke with people who had been anxious about not being able to go back home.
They have to replace the doors. They weren't allowing anyone to go near us and near it. This is the closest we've been all day.
Now, for those units where the doors have to be repaired, we are not sure yet if they are being allowed to stay or just being allowed to go in and get what they need. But out here, a section of Civic Center Drive remains closed as firefighters continue to watch those hot spots and investigate the cause. Kim?
Yeah, just incredible seeing what it looks like today. Raquel, thank you. We are getting a look at new video from above the fire captured by a Valley flight school shortly after it erupted. Ballin Aviation, based in Mesa, was right over the top of the flames. Look at that. You can see just how big the fire got as the night went on. That orange plume getting even bigger. The amazing shots were captured from their plane. He spent decades fighting fires for the U.S. Forest Service, but one Valley man says he found himself in the middle of a situation he never would expect. Art Wirtz and his wife were evacuated from their home during the massive apartment fire.
It's pretty scary when you're in your family room and all of a sudden your wife says, "Come here, you got to see this." And she runs through the house. We go out the front door, and when we got out there, just the radiant heat from the fire just hit you like a wall on there. And our house is just like 3 houses down from the intersection where the main fire was. So the radiant heat was pretty hot right there.
Art was a firefighter for 40 years. He says all the dry fuel from the construction items and wood at the apartment complex site combined with the wind yesterday was really the perfect storm for creating that inferno.